The dominoes just continue to fall as Microsoft becomes the next company to propose the idea of buying Bitcoin on their balance sheet. The $3 trillion giant disclosed in an SEC filing an assessment for investing in Bitcoin and is set to propose it as a vote for shareholders in a meeting in December. Today, I discuss how big this news really is and what BlackRock's role could be in the decision, and how undeniable the dominion of Bitcoin is becoming. Plus, we let the master of words, Michael Saylor, explain in depth why we say Bitcoin, not crypto, and why Bitcoin is the undisputed winner of the digital monetary revolution. Welcome to Pure Bitcoin Signal. I'm Hurley, Director of Content with Swan. Now let's get right into it. In an SEC filing late yesterday afternoon, Microsoft disclosed an assessment of investing in Bitcoin and is currently proposing it as a voting item for their shareholder meeting on December 10th. It seems we've come a really long way from the good old days of Bill Gates and this comment about wanting to short Bitcoin.
You know, I agree. I would short it if there was an easy way to do it.
In the Microsoft proposal, they mentioned MicroStrategy in particular as a reason for their interest in the digital asset, saying, quote, MicroStrategy, which like Microsoft is a technology company, but unlike Microsoft holds Bitcoin on its balance sheet, has had its stock outperform Microsoft stock this year by 313%, despite doing only a fraction of the business that Microsoft has. And they're not alone. The institutional and corporate adoption of Bitcoin is becoming more commonplace. Microsoft's second largest shareholder, BlackRock, offers its clients a Bitcoin ETF. So it seems the meteoric rise of MicroStrategy stock has become too big to ignore. And who could ignore it, as MSTR just hit a new 25-year high today. So MSTR performance plus the clear institutional embrace of Bitcoin following the spot ETF launch earlier this year is what prompted the assessment, which makes me wonder if the BlackRock brass had anything to do with this proposal. As it states in the proposal itself, BlackRock is the second largest shareholder of Microsoft. And of course, BlackRock has become huge proponents of Bitcoin over the last year since their industry-leading Bitcoin ETF was announced and launched. So just like BlackRock strong-armed publicly traded companies to invest in ESG over the years, we could be seeing the same thing happen as they push Bitcoin on their largest investor base. It's important to note that the Microsoft board recommended a vote against this proposal, stating that they already carefully considered the topic. But just imagine as a large Microsoft shareholder looking at these two charts side by side and voting no to this proposal. I mean, you'd have to be pretty delusional, right? Well, Michael Saylor himself took to X to send this message to Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella. Hey Satya Nadella, if you want to make the next $1 trillion for Microsoft shareholders, call me. Saylor has every reason to be cocky and assertive here. Since adopting their Bitcoin acquisition strategy, MicroStrategy is up 1,711%, compared to the S&P 500 rising 75%, and Microsoft rising 112%. So even though the board officially recommends against investing in Bitcoin, the significance is clear. Bitcoin can no longer be ignored among publicly traded companies and must be at least considered for their balance sheet. I mean, so far we have Tesla, who holds thousands of Bitcoin, we have MicroStrategy, who holds over 250,000 Bitcoin and will likely be included in the S&P 500 next year. We have BlackRock, Fidelity, ARK, Morgan Stanley, and numerous other mega fund managers actively pursuing and marketing Bitcoin to their clients. We have multi-billionaires Michael Dell of Dell Computers, Tim Cook of Apple, and Jeff Bezos of Amazon, all explicitly expressing interest in acquiring Bitcoin or admitting they own some. Not to mention pension funds, nation states, and even a front-running presidential candidate in the US talking about a desire for a national strategic reserve of Bitcoin. The trends are completely inescapable at this point. And if anyone is trying to tell you that Bitcoin's days are numbered, and it's just a matter of time before Ethereum or Cardano or Solana or any other crypto shitcoin will flip Bitcoin in market cap, kindly tell them to eat dust. The dying narrative that Bitcoin will be overtaken by any other cryptocurrency is unfathomably ridiculous at this point. And to really hit this point home, who better to explain it than Michael Saylor? Take a look at this clip where Saylor explains in detail why Bitcoin is the dominant digital monetary network and why nothing will ever catch it at this point.
Which network is going to win? We launched Bitcoin as the 40th try and the first one with the right monetary policy, the right cryptography, and an equitable launch. Satoshi launches it, walks away forever, disclaims beneficial ownership. It's an immaculate conception. Okay. What if somebody else launched another crypto network with an immaculate conception? There's been 5 million cryptos launched. Most of them are not immaculately conceived. Some of them still have the founding teams that are getting rich off of them. When there's a founding team getting rich off of them with a jet and with an office or with a mansion, it doesn't look immaculate. There's no Satoshi in a swimming pool flying his jet around as a billionaire, right?
Maybe he is, we don't know. We don't know who he, she, they are.
And the point is, we absolutely know no, there isn't, because the coins have not moved in 15 years and we can see them. Now you have an interesting issue, which is, why is Bitcoin the winner? It's because all the smart money in the world decided that's the winner. Did it have to be? Well, no, it's like, why do we speak English? Because all the rich, powerful people decided on English. Could it have been a different language? It could have been French. Napoleon wanted it to be French, but it wasn't French. It was English. Why do we use base 10 math? Because all of the rich, powerful engineering companies use it. Is it the only form of math? No. There's base 2, base 8, base 16. So Bitcoin is the protocol that the rich, powerful, smart people chose. Okay, so you can fork it and create your own, and you will have to find stupid, poor people to buy yours. But why would I actually want to put all my money in the network with the stupid poor people when I've already got the network with the smart rich people, right? And the result of that is Bitcoin is the most powerful crypto network in the world, and you can measure it by a computer power, 700 exahash. That's $40 billion of special purpose semiconductors that generate more hashes than all the computer power of Microsoft, all the computer power of Amazon, all the computer power of Meta. If they all ganged up on it, they still can't get to 700 exahash. It's the most powerful computer network. Then it has 18 gigawatts. 18 gigawatts of electric power. That's the most powerful, electrically powerful network. 18 gigawatts is more power than the US Navy uses to run all the aircraft carriers and the destroyers and the battleships.
Wow.
We conquered the world with less than 18 gigawatts of power. It's 18 full-on nuclear reactors running full-on, right? Spread everywhere in the world. Okay, how does that compare to the second best? The second best has like 0.1% that much power. You know, how about the hash rate? 1%, maybe. And then 800 billion in capital has backed the network. So what's the second best? The second best doesn't even have 8. Like 99% of the real money went into the Bitcoin network. Everything else you read about in crypto, right? All the other crypto assets that might be a store of value. I'm not counting the stable coins because they're just dollar pegged. But everything else probably doesn't even have 8 billion. It might have a few $1 billion, right? So it's like 99% to 99.9% dominant. And then you go to the political power. Well, there's 420 million crypto people that love crypto, but what's the reserve asset of crypto? It's Bitcoin. 420 million voters, and then 200 million people that hold an instrument backed by Bitcoin. So what's the source of the network? Political power, electrical power, digital, computer power, economic power. That's the source of power of the network. So what do you want as your long-term store of value? You want something economically sound. That means absolutely zero inflation rate forever, and nobody can screw with that. You want something ethically sound. That means an asset without an issuer, where the inventor, Prometheus, disappeared. You own fire, electricity, you can use it. The English language, you can use it. Math, you can use it. Bitcoin, you can use it. There's no company with the copyright that charges you a royalty, right? It needs to be ethically sound, needs to be a commodity. Finally, it needs to be technically sound, good engineering. Bitcoin is both the economically sound asset and it's the ethically sound asset, but it's a big tech digital network. It means that I can move $100 billion a million times a second.
So if you don't own any Bitcoin yet, you must be starting to ask yourself this question. What if the Bitcoin people were right all along? In the infamous words of Satoshi, it might make sense to get some in case it catches on. And you better believe it's catching on. That's it for today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like this video for the algo, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to the channel for more Bitcoin Signal. Thanks for watching, have a great weekend, and remember, TikTok next block.